Hey there, Darkstar here. I think it finally connected. Weird. Might have some problems. Hopefully not. So we're back. We're gonna try and test PC-12 career mode again. And see if we can figure out what's going on. The problem is, I've done successful flights, not with things that later failed. So I don't think there's any real way to know. Just because you make a flight that doesn't fail, that it's not going to fail in the future. As I found out yesterday. And I'm getting pinged by work. By people who don't know how to communicate. Okay, so are we? No, we're not over in. How are we not over here? This is where we did our last flight. Maybe because it failed, we didn't count as transferred. Are there any short VIP missions? Oh, come on! I didn't click on it. I clicked and dragged. This frickin' interface, man. So what I'm trying to say is, don't we have any short flights? Okay, apparently I'm gonna have to copy and paste the same things I said before. Sorry, we will continue with our efforts here in a moment. Uh-oh. Wonder where those went. Oh, it's the, okay. That would be why. Okay, back to the stupid job of trying to figure out what in the heck this thing is doing. And it looks like 2-hour missions are about the shortest we're gonna find. I clicked. Come on. Oh, unfortunately, we may be in the dark here. I don't understand why you can't change the time from here. If you're allowed to change the time, let me change it from here. But instead, you have to change the time and then try to pick a mission, and then when it's not right, you have to go back and change the time again and then try to pick a mission. And so on ad infinitum. Nope. Nope. I don't remember what it was now. I wish you could sort, or if it would just sort by time or money or something by default. Like, why make us suffer through this nonsense? Like, I get not having all complex sort stuff. Just sort it by something reasonable. Okay, that might have been the one. I think LSZC sounds right. Looks like it's going the right direction too. Yep, that's the one. Alright, we're gonna try 27,000 feet. Because ATC invariably bumps it up 10,000, so they'll bump it up to 28, and we want to try to fly at 28. It's kind of my thought, stay below the 30 boundary. But I'm hearing people even fail at 25,000 and stuff, so I don't know that this really matters. But and if anyone has a line on the exact process we're supposedly using dump will cause it not to fail, let me know. Brilliant. Such reliability. we start the process over. What are the chances we could find that mission again? Maybe we move the airplane already? Was it that one? That didn't sound like the same one. And we forgot to do the time again. God, this thing, it's the worst user experience in the world. Right. Zulu Charlie, I think that's the right one. Is it crashing again? Oh my freaking god, this stupid thing. Hang on. Maybe I should get X-Plane. This is ridiculous. So now what? If we can't load into this airport... What? Oh, yeah, I switched to beta. That's why that came up. Oh my god, I hate this. It's like, let's waste all of our possible time that we can with our slow animations that are worthless. Wish I could disable those missions. Okay, I don't know. I'm just gonna fly it as employee because this is just complete nonsense. I'm about ready to give up on this game. It is so slow. Like, why do we need this animation and screen and everything? Just take me to the frickin' mission. Okay, Gnome I know we can do. That's got an ILS, so that's good enough for me. Uh-oh. What in the world? Okay. Why is it dark?
Just wanted to drop by and say hello before you leave for Eielson Air Force Base today with Mrs. O'Hara on board. She's one of our best clients leaving for vacation with relatives. Well, it's about time. Provide her with the finest service. I know I can count on you. Have a great flight.
Okay, so let's put a label up here. Let's do PC-12. Let's do no oxygen this time. So I'm not going to turn the oxygen on, which for some reason it doesn't automatically turn on when you start anything. So this lever right here, we're going to leave that off. And if we get a warning, we're gonna attempt to dump the cabin pressure. Which should instantly kill everyone, but...
Papa Alpha Oscar Mike traffic, Summit Romeo Alpha, Whiskey 42, taking off runway 28, east departure, Papa Alpha Oscar Mike traffic.
And of course it doesn't set up the lights right either. And look at this, it's got one of your generators off here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board this flight to Eielson Air Force Base. I'm First Officer Ryan Downey, and I'm here to ensure you have an enjoyable flight to Eielson Air Force Base today. If there's anything we can do to make your flight more enjoyable, please let us know. I gently remind you to fasten your seatbelt, and that this is a non-smoking flight. You'll find a safety briefing card in the seat pocket in front of you. Prepare for takeoff. Thank you.
They've screwed up the settings. One generator's off, emergency power is not on. The lights aren't on properly, skipping. Okay, so no oxygen, use dump if warning. What else? Fast climb? Oh my goodness. And I forgot to... put in the cruise level. Still not there. We need some lights or something. Let's see. The displays are okay. Where are the lights, man? And look, the generators are effed. Still screwed up. They should not be doing that. That might very well cause us a problem. Okay, so what happens if we hit low cab right now, right? Nothing, right? I don't know. It may not actually do anything. Full stop. It may be a little bit of a red herring. I know one thing you need to make sure is that your bleed air is on. It's so hard to see in here. We may just see if we can cancel IFR or something. Alright, so we're gonna go FLC mode. I guess let's see if we can get out onto the runway here. Of course, the absolutely ridiculous 0 beta in all of the prop planes. You have takeoff speed or reverse thrust, and that's it. There's nothing in between.
Rotate.
Alright, gears coming up. Flaps.
Center, Summit Romeo Alpha Whiskey 42 is type Pilatus PC-12, 1 miles northwest of Papa Alpha Oscar Mike, 400. Request flight following.
Summit Romeo Alpha Whiskey 42, Anchorage Center, Squawk 6126.
Also, I don't know what's been going on with the autopilot lately, but it's just completely bizarrely broken. It just does weird things.
Summit Romeo Alpha Whiskey 42. Did you hear my...
Squawk 6126, Summit Romeo Alpha, Whiskey 42.
Like,
Summit Romeo
why?
Alpha Whiskey 42. Radar contact 2 miles north of Niner 4 Zulu, 800. Altimeter 29907.
It should have been in pitch mode. I don't understand what it was doing.
Roger, Summit Romeo Alpha, Whiskey 42. Anchorage Center, Summit Romeo Alpha, Whiskey 42, 2 miles northeast of Niner 4 Zulu, 1800. Request IFR to Eielson. Ready to copy.
Summit Romeo Alpha Whiskey 42 is clear to Eielson Airport as filed. Squawk 6126. Summit Romeo Alpha Whiskey 42. Did you copy?
Yeah, I'm busy.
Summit Romeo Alpha, Whiskey 42 clear to Eielson Airport as filed. Squawk 6126.
Summit Romeo Alpha Whiskey 42. Read back correct. Radar contact 4300. Altimeter 29907, turn left heading 070. Proceed on course, climb, and maintain flight level 270. Summit Romeo Alpha Whiskey 42. Did you hear my last transmission?
Good God!
Turn left heading 070. Proceed on course, climb, and maintain flight level 270. Summit Romeo Alpha Whiskey 42.
Can I cancel? Jeez.
Anchorage Center, Summit Romeo Alpha Whiskey 42 would like to cancel IFR.
Summit Romeo Alpha Whiskey 42. IFR flight plan is canceled. Radar service terminated. Squawk 1200. Maintain VFR. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Passing 10,000 feet.
Sub 1. So the other thing we're not going to do is we're not going to use standard altimeter setting. Why is it already on standard? Shoot. I don't know what it should be. Am I on clear? Oh, you can't change the weather. Okay, I don't know what it should be then. Well, if we're only going up to 27,000 feet, it's probably doesn't make any difference. This is so, like, everything in this game is just so broken. Every time you turn around. See, we don't have any game warning about oxygen. Does this have a cover on it, or are we cabin press cover? Okay, yeah, it does. Get ready in case we need to use it. The other thing you have to do now, you didn't have to used to have to do, is put your cruise altitude in here so that it doesn't stall you out. ILS 32 Zulu. Okay, we're at 27,000. No game warnings. But again, I was getting the same result before. I don't think that's anything to do with whether it's going to fail or not. No. You just don't know. Now we're doing sim rate. Did they change this back? No, they still have it there. They made it so you can start the timer here and reset it, which is nice. bad we can't see anything. So we've got oxygen off. We're ready to dump pressure if we need. Careful not to hit the cover instead. Got generators going crazy. Hope we have some lights on that runway. According to this, it's an hour and 30 minutes, hour 33. We're going 4x. But hour 33, we expect to end with 2.5 hours left. I wonder if you skip waypoint if you lose points. I'm starting to suspect maybe you do. I wish it would tell you. So I think we're looking at about 20 more minutes en route at sim rate 4x. I am really losing my patience for this game though. How about you? I think this is the first time it's ever flown down the corridor. It's always like off 50 feet to the one side or something. I wonder if they did something to fix that in this release. Let me see, do I have the release notes anywhere? I do not. Sim update beta 3. Sim update 3 beta, I mean. Huh. I wonder what fixed sim rate with time means. I bet they're changing daylight as well, which is going to upset some people. They like sim rating without affecting daylight. But I'm okay with it. I don't think I'm seeing anything about like navigational alignment, or I don't know what even they would call it. Bunch of EFB fixes. Fixed an issue where in some cases of arrivals with an in-route transition, the route string produced circular routing near the transition start. I think I've seen that actually. Fixed an issue where arrival procedures in the route string had an extra number at the end. Have not seen that one. Where aircraft cruise performance was not calculated correctly when using performance profile data. I've definitely never seen that because none of the planes seem to have any data in them about anything. So it seems to be mythological. Redid this, I think. It'll be nice once they get them in there. So let's see, we want about, let's say 80 nautical miles would probably be good. We have a top of descent in there, so. So we're still flying. We haven't done anything. Our cabin altitude is holding. I don't know. But it definitely failed on me yesterday. Just doing the exact same thing. Which basically tells me there's no real way to test any of these fixes. It's too unreliable. Let's go back to the EFB fixes. Fixed map position not centered on aircraft when starting a flight. Fix an issue where auto routing picked procedures that were longer than the entire route. Okay. I've seen it pick long. Excuse me. I've seen it pick long procedures, but I don't know about that one. Automatically computed cruise steps will no longer target cruise altitudes below the highest VNAV above descent constraint in the flight plan. Route string will now omit DCT between two custom waypoints. Coordinate / place bearing distance. Can you enter things that way? Bearing distance, yeah. Yeah, looks like you can. Changed cruise altitude warning to yellow. Warning is now hidden if route is incomplete. Automatic initial cruise altitude selection will now prioritize respecting the airplane's maximum cruise altitude over respecting the flight plan VNAV constraints. I don't think you'd generally hit those in most planes, maybe some little planes. Oh hey, look, the sun may be coming up. Let's see, we're flying east, so I guess the sun, I guess it is morning time, whatever it is. Locked waypoints are displayed with a padlock on the map. You can lock them? Added speed and altitude restriction information to the route page. Speed. And where's our altitude? I don't see any altitude. Do you have to go sideways? Nope, that makes it worse. Is there any way to get a wider screen on this thing? Like, come on. Like, display size just makes everything bigger. It doesn't give you more room. Okay, that does have more room, I guess. So maybe it does a little bit. It also makes things bigger, though. Kind of annoying. Honestly, I'd rather lose, like, heading information. Yeah, that's a bummer. You lose it in small mode. So I guess we're stuck with medium for the foreseeable future. That is cool though. I like that. Aircraft gameplay ATC fixed a bug where the response to an arrival clearance with star could be mismatched with the clearance given. Okay, that seems minor, I guess, maybe. Adjusted climb descent gradients for aircraft, not providing performance data for better descent estimation. Added expected altitude to IFR clearance, that's good. approved initial altitude clearance on departure using published top altitude, SID, or safe terrain values. Fixed a bug where the request IFR clearance options were available without a filed IFR flight plan. Stop traffic callouts to AI aircraft clogging the frequency. Career, no fixes, of course. No, actually there are some. Fixed refuel to full capacity, not working in freelancer mode. Looks like we have a half hour of sim rate left. I mean, like a real half hour in, well, I don't know how to say it. 10 minutes left, I guess. Real time. Half hour of sim time. Let's see, is there anything interesting in here? Some aerial construction changes. Cargo transport hook. Add dialogues when damaging the cargo during deposit. Fixed flight plan altitude for oil rig missions. Search and rescue hoist. Fix several visual issues on back on track during search and rescue hoist missions. Commercial pilot's license, added taxi to gate flow. And then that's really it, not very many. Oh, it looks like we got some avionics fixes. Some flight path vectorization issue across a lot of them. I don't know what they're talking about though. Reduced PFD memory usage in the G1000, that's good. Garmin G3000, G5000 fix. Fixed an issue where pressing the terrain settings button would incorrectly open the settings pop-up. The Primus Epic 2.0 integrated avionics system. I believe that's the one in here. We're just about to hit top of descent. I'm gonna go to sim rate 2x. Fix an issue where airplane speed was not being anticipated correctly in lateral flight path calculations. Well, you broke it, because it will way overshoot the target speed now. Proline 21 integrated avionics. I'm not sure what planes those are in. The flight path vectorization issue, reduced PFD memory usage, and the same airplane speed not anticipated correctly. Then there's a UNS-1 fix, like in the Saab 340. Okay, let's pay attention here for a minute. Why do we have ground proximity alert? There's another bug. Okay, I'm gonna go to what I believe is normal speed here. Yep, coming right up on top of descent. So far, no warnings, right? Alright, let's see if we overspeed or anything there. Okay, UNS-1, the flight path vectorization issue, fixed there too. And then, oh, another one where the speed was not being anticipated correctly. Oh, that's no fun. Fix missing buildings and parking areas for LaGuardia. Guess some people might appreciate that. It says they also fixed AI planes not disappearing when they're close to the player. I don't think that's fixed. Seeing much else. Of interest. Alright, let's up the sim rate. We're on a nice stable descent here. Do not know why we have ground proximity alert. Flying to Felon. That's amusing. It'd be funny if the whole issue turns out to be the oxygen level. Okay, so at Zalar, we're gonna say cross, speed 145. And then final leg, cross, speed 105. What's our outside temperature? 4. So we're at a little bit of risk of some ice. See, the windshield is already on. I don't think we're gonna get any ice though, I think it's just rain.
Isleson Tower, Summit Romeo Alpha Whiskey 42, is 12 miles south, 3700, with whiskey to land. Summit Romeo Alpha Whiskey 42, Isleson Tower. Altimeter 2981. Fly straight in runway tree 2.
And it has clearly lost its little mind. Flaps gear. Auto throttles on. We do approach. Nope. What are we landing on here? 32. That's in there. I've not been able to do a proper approach in the PC-12. I'm starting to think it's actually broken. There we go. Okay. Never mind. With that speed. Their wind is kind of crazy and their flight model is worse. We do not appear to be on any kind of a actual approach though here. got us endlessly descending. That's probably my fault. I had it on VNav, but I don't know, I kind of would have expected it to honor the approach constraints and all that stuff, but it didn't seem to. So we're coming in at 105 in a plane that stalls out at like maybe 67. Okay, we did catch the glide slope finally. I kind of wish it had a more traditional ILS thing. We're going to do everything completely automatically and hide it behind like the FMS and everything. It's a little hard to tell what's going on for sure. Wow, what is going on here? That's not me. That's this crazy flight model that they have. And that's why I want to carry extra speed on this approach. Out of the runway there.
No takeoff. No takeoff. No takeoff.
Well, we made that whole flight.
I'm really in a hurry. When
what
do we
does
get
that
off?
mean?
Good thing this flight went smoothly.
So is no oxygen the key? Who knows? Is it employee planes at work and not freelance planes? How do you find a freelance plane? Oh, that's saying don't take off. That's funny. We did just have a lot of wind problems, didn't we? Like, where is my PC-12 or whatever? Here's a PC-12. What company is it in? What missions can it fly? Where did it go? Why does it disappear? Now you can't even tell what plane you have because it's changed icons. Buggy. So broken. Okay. 30 minutes later. Are there servers down or what's going on? What? Why is it showing these missions like grayed out? Is that really going to be a thing? Where are the thousands of missions that are even on my screen here that are clearly not in this list? Let's fix the time because it couldn't possibly remember what time you've picked. At least we have some interesting weather here. Just show me the runway links right here. You've got plenty of room. Just show them. Don't make me have to go drill down into every fucking airport to make sure that I can take off from there. Just can't be that hard to put that information up here. Neofly does it. It's done it for years and years and years and years. Well, I can land on that one. I can land on that one too. Sure. Okay, let's see if we don't skip anything if we have the same generator problem, although it's not consistent, so testing anything in here doesn't do you any good whatsoever because you never know what that means.
Captain,
Get your
we're ready.
butts in here.
Can we start boarding?
PCR-56 Parking 1 for ground service. Ready to embark passengers.
Nice to meet you, Captain.
Beacon and nav. You almost got me.
New Bedford ground, Summit Papa Charlie Romeo 5-6 ready to copy IFR clearance to Charlie November Yankee Tree.
Summit Papa Charlie Romeo 5-6 is cleared to Charlie November Yankee Tree Airport as filed, runway 5. Climb and maintain flight level 280. Departure frequency is 124.85. Squawk 4 tree 1.
See, I put in VFR, but it let me file IFR anyway.
Cleared
Even
to
though
Charlie
there's a
November
bug
Yankee
fix
Tree
for this
as
release,
filed,
it
runway
says
5. Climb and maintain flight level
it wouldn't.
280. Departure frequency is 124.85. Squawk 4 tree 1. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo 5-6.
Summit Papa Charlie Romeo 5-6. Read back correct. Contact ground on 121.9er. Good day. Just wanted to drop by and say hello before you leave for Natawa today with Mrs. Stern on board. She's one of our best clients leaving for vacation with relatives. Well, it's about time. Provide her with the finest service. I know I can count on you. Have a nice trip.
See you next fall. Flaps down. Let's put a little trim in.
New Bedford ground, Summit Papa Charlie Romeo 5-6 with Papa, ready to taxi, IFR.
Summit Papa Charlie Romeo 5-6. Taxi to and hold short of runway 5 via taxiway Bravo cross runway tree 2 Charlie. Contact tower on 118.1 when ready.
Taxi to and hold short runway 5 via taxiway Bravo cross runway tree 2 Charlie. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo 5-6.
Why is my rudder thing not working? Ailerons work, that works. Rudder's not working. Huh. I guess it has to be that rudder.
Ladies and gents, welcome on board flight PCR-56 with service from Natawa to Natawa. We'll be shortly in line for takeoff. Please fasten your seatbelts and secure all baggage underneath your seat, and make sure your seats and table trays are in the upright position for takeoff. Please switch all personal electronic devices, including laptops and cell phones, to airplane mode. This is a non-smoking flight. Thank you for choosing Radiant Airways. Enjoy your flight. We should slow down our taxi speed, Captain.
What are you talking about? I was going like 8-10 knots. That's 15 right there because this stupid plane is broken. You have to constantly ride the brake or else it goes too fast because it has no beta range whatsoever, which it is supposed to have. I've watched a guy taxi it in real life. What is this thing doing? Like, where the hell is it taking me? And why are we taxiing down a runway to get there? Hope the passengers like this. Oh, we're going too fast. I wonder if I go full throttle and hold my brakes, if I can just taxi at a reasonable speed. Maybe that's the secret. When I first started flying this plane, I really liked it. They've just, everything is just such a pain in the keister. I'm gonna stop recommending it is what I'm gonna do, because they've just ruined it. Maybe I have to drive it like a Formula One car, warming up its tires. There's our secret to going too fast. We'll just make everyone seasick. He's still accelerating.
Bedford Tower, Summit Papa Charlie Romeo 56 at runway 5, ready for departure. IFR to Charlie November,
for takeoff runway 5.
Hate that talking over thing.
Cleared for takeoff runway
fix.
5, Summit Papa Charlie Romeo 56. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board this flight to Natawa. I'm First Officer Michael Aldridge, and I'm here to ensure you have an enjoyable flight to Natawa today. If there's anything we can do to make your flight more enjoyable, please let us know. I gently remind you to fasten your seatbelt, and that this is a non-smoking flight. You'll find a safety briefing card in the seat pocket in front of you. Prepare for takeoff. Thank you. V1, rotate.
How you like that?
Our passenger is worried about the
Summit
turbulence.
Papa Charlie Romeo 56, contact Boston Center on 124.85. Good day.
Going to 124.85. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo 56. Boston Center. Turbulence. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo 56. Feeling sick. 800 climbing flight. Level 280.
Seem to be experiencing some turbulence.
56, Boston Center, altimeter tree 011, radar contact, continue.
Boston Center, Summit Papa Charlie Romeo 56. Cancel IFR at this time.
Summit Papa Charlie Romeo 56, IFR flight plan is canceled. Radar service terminated. Squawk 1200. Maintain VFR. Frequency change approved. Good day.
See if we can get the lowest passenger score possible. Okay, I'm gonna try it without cab low this time. Or low cab. What happens if we level out?
Cabin. Cabin.
It's still right about where it should be. Okay, we're going to 28. And some of this doesn't make a lot of sense to me, I think. Let's level out here for a minute.
Cabin.
And let's see what happens if we hit low cab here. See, it's pushing the cabin altitude down. See if the... See? It's just going insanely high. Way overshooting the speed. At least we didn't get overspeed this time, but... So is it just flickering around? If we uncheck low cab, it goes up. So that's why I say to use low cab, because it's going to keep the cabin altitude
reads 50%, Captain.
As much as it can. What's weird is it's saying we have 5.75 psi at 886, but if we do this, oh yeah, see that 5.75 is lowering now. Okay, I thought it was staying at 5.75. I know. So now the time I failed, I was at 30,000 feet. My guess is that by using standard barometer, I was actually a little over 30,000 feet, and that was causing it to tick up into the danger range.
Speed.
See, there it goes. Look at that.
Speed. Speed.
Terrible. Fix the auto throttle, my butt. Okay, we got 4 hours endurance. We've got hour and 30. So again, we're gonna go sim rate. That's 2x, I do believe. Let's double check. Oh no, we were already at 2x. This is 4x. So 22.5 minutes or somewhere around there. Fail while I'm over here getting a snack. Well, we didn't get any warnings. I think it makes a sound when you get a warning, but I wonder what we should do next. Start turning on oxygen and see if it fails? I mean, failure rate is so low, it's hard to tell. Alright, let's get VNav on. We've already lowered the altitude. Uh-oh, I think it's time to descend. Yep, there we go. Almost got an overspeed. Why is it dropping so low? Let's see, what does this arrival look like? Oh, hard turn. That's not a very good one. Might swing out a little wider and further and come back around. I don't know. Maybe we'll just try it. We'll see what happens. Worst case, we circle and land.
Charlie November Yankee Tree traffic. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo 56, 10 miles east 9000, inbound to land, runway 1 tree. Charlie November Yankee Tree traffic.
Maybe we should go for an expedited landing here since we're entertaining our wonderful
Start our descent soon at
passengers.
Collingwood. We expect to land in a few minutes. It's currently 1:08 p.m. and temperature is 72 degrees Fahrenheit in Natawa. On behalf of our captain, thank you for choosing Radiant Airways today. We wish you a pleasant stay in Natawa, and we hope to see you again very soon. Charlie November Yankee Tree traffic. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo 56 is on final, runway 1 tree. To land, Charlie November Yankee Tree traffic.
Let's see, can we kick this out for a expedited descent? See where the runway was. Somewhere over there. Completely lost the runway. Is that it right there? Okay.
Our passenger is worried about the turbulence.
The turbulence. That's right.
Turbulence is pretty bad. Mrs. Stern is feeling sick at the back.
I can't imagine why. Oh, no, come on. That's not what I said to do.
Our passenger is worried about the turbulence.
Yeah, how you like that? Turbulence. I don't even care about landing. I'm not gonna use their stupid refuel menu either. I'm just gonna add fuel because it's just frustrating. What is it doing?
Have a good flight, Captain.
I'm not gonna have a good flight because you are absolute
Cleveland Tower,
piece
Summit
of
Papa
crap.
Charlie Romeo 72 at runway 2, 4 left ready for departure. IFR to Lebanon.
Let's get this baby in the air.
Papa Charlie Romeo 72, altimeter 298 cleared for takeoff runway 24 left.
Cleared for takeoff runway 24 left. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo 72.
V1, rotate.
Dear passengers, welcome on board this flight to Lebanon. I'm First Officer Serjan, and I'm here to ensure you have an enjoyable flight to Lebanon today. If there's anything we can do to make your flight more enjoyable, please let us know. I gently remind you to fasten your seatbelt, and that this is a non-smoking flight. You'll find a safety briefing
I
card
think
in the
it's
seat pocket in front of you. Prepare for
some
takeoff.
people are
Thank you.
complaining about the choppy air.
Complain away. Climb to 35,000 feet because we are idiots and don't know how to do anything.
Summit Papa Charlie Romeo 72 contact departure on 126.35. Good day.
Going to 126.35. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo 72.
And you will not hear from me again. Generators off, idiots. Sure, let's go to 35,000 feet. Maybe that'll cause it to fail.
Cabin. Okay, I'm not sure what this thing is doing.
crashing the game or something?
Cabin.
Yeah, it's like something weird is that's a slightly increased sim rate. I have it on max throttle and it's not throttling at all. It's like this is on sim rate 0 or something. Surely it's not just because I'm up above 30,000 feet. Why are you killing the... Something seems wrong because... Well, I don't know, maybe that's about right. What's the... It's supposed to be like 280 knots, true error. Now granted we're at 30,000, which is just a little bit high, but we're only at like 240. So what happens if we don't? Yeah. See, I don't see what dump would do because it can't really do anything. Low cab can't do anything from here either. Turn that off. Let's see if we can go up to 35. Yeah, that physics is just nonsense. You don't lose 100 knots of possible airspeed because you've gone up 500 feet. Somebody's implemented just a false ceiling in this plane.
Autopilot.
Yeah, that's...
Speed. Autopilot. Speed. Speed. Autopilot.
God, it is so painfully slow at every step. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Okay, finally decides to come back. Waiting, 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 laggy. Can't even draw a simple list on the screen. Come on. Of how so many of the airports conveniently offer marketplace options for the airports.
gear.
Hi, team. Ready to leave for Wausau? I see you're already getting everything prepped for our passenger, Mrs. Good. We expect all of you to provide her with the best of service. I know I can count on you. Have a nice trip.
Oh, don't worry, we have something special planned.
Buffalo Tower, Summit Papa, Charlie Romeo 90 ready for departure. Runway 23, IFR to Kilo Alpha Uniform Whiskey.
Summit Papa, Charlie Romeo 90, altimeter 29905. Cleared for takeoff, runway 23.
To all passengers, this is First Officer Doyle speaking. Estimated flight time to Wausau is 1 hour 40 minutes. We remind you to keep your seatbelt fastened. Thank you for your attention, and let's have a great flight. V1, rotate.
No takeoff.
Summit Papa, Charlie Romeo 90, contact Buffalo departure on 126.15. Good day.
One thing you could do to shut ATC up is acknowledge the handoff here and then not do anything else with it.
Charlie Romeo 90.
It's as good as canceling IFR. Then you could actually just continue it later if you want. Turn all the lights on. Alright, we are climbing to 30,000. Climb to 44,000. They're so ridiculous.
Cabin.
Okay, we're at 30,000. Hey, we can see our cabin altitude's 10,000 feet. Pressure differential's 5.74 currently, not even 5.75. Guessing because of the barometric pressure or something. We don't care about these.
Cabin.
So now what? Let's cruise for a while. 1, 2. Well, we tried to get to 35,000 feet. Just didn't want to let us do it. So again, we're going 253 true. That's just wrong, I think. Yeah, I get it. See, no warnings. It works just fine. The only thing I could think, and we're going to do it here in a minute after we've been up here a while, is turn on the oxygen. I think turning on the oxygen is killing people of hypoxia. How ridiculous is that? I think it's kind of lame they made it so the plane can't climb higher than 30,500 feet like this. Okay. You're gonna have a hard time convincing me it has anything to do with sim rate or rate of vertical climb. So let's go down 2,000 feet. Stupid thing, come on.
Speed.
Ugh. Okay, we cruised at 30,000 feet for a while, sim rate up, no problem. We're gonna go down to 28,000, and then we're gonna turn on oxygen here in a minute. Turn off sim rate. Okay, we're back to normal. So cab low is pushing the altitude down. I keep saying cab low, but I mean low cab. I can tell dump still isn't doing anything. It's not changing the pressure or anything. I would sort of expect it to give up on holding a cabin altitude and bring it up to 28,000 feet. Is what it should be doing. Lowering the delta pressure. We don't have any systems pages in this, do we? I haven't modeled any of those. I don't know, I don't seem to be able to get it to fail.